Hello everyone, Neil First here. Welcome to what I call the bullshit machine. It's where I see the bullshit machine, the thing on the outside of us, and how my bullshit machine reacts with the outside bullshit machine, and how I feel about it, and some of the things that I want to work out about it. So there's a couple things I want to talk about today. Usually I do this as an Instagram live, but I'm just trying out the recording part of it, and it's funny. I actually do better on the live streams. I pause less. I get along with my thought, and when I think when I'm on camera and I'm doing it again, right? I'm going off to where I don't want to go. Anyway, when I get on camera and then I say something, I want to think about it. It's like, and then it's whatever. But being live is different. Being live is like, okay, just get on with it, and even if nobody's in there, just like right now, nobody's in any thing right here. You're just about to turn off the video. Don't do that yet. Hang on a second. All right. So, a couple things I want to talk about. One, the funniest comedian in the world called me funny. Okay, I'll tell that story real quick. Then I was a friend of mine, a coworker, a guy I do construction with, reminded me of something that I used to say all the time, because I sent him a free audiobook. I wrote a book called The Bullshit Machine, and so I sent him a free code to that, and he saw a tagline in the book that really resonates, and it resonates even more right now. If you're wondering what's going on with my voice, you're probably not, but I had a little detox sort of flush happen the last 5 days or so, 6 days or so. I would have called it the flu. It could be keto flu too, but that would have happened. It would have happened like a day early. So I don't know exactly, but face drained, lost my voice. It was weird when I lost my voice. It just kind of like click. It just something. My voice was completely normal, and then all of a sudden it just went click. I was like, what the hell? So I do have my 6 million sounds a little high shirt. If you get it, you get it. I'm not going to explain it, but 6 million always sounds a little high. Okay. So and then I want to talk about how the COVID narrative got going, and I think this is an easy one to talk about. I think this is like an easy one to see when you really think about it, kind of truther style, kind of I don't know, like internal knowing, mixed with, I'll get into it. Anyway, so the best comedian on earth right now, living comedian, Owen Benjamin, called me funny. I sent him a super chat. He does live streams every day. Go to owenbenjamin.com if you want to find out the most information about him. But he does live streams every day, and you can super chat. You can donate to the live streams. It's definitely worth doing that. But I said something that was funny. I sent in a super chat. It said, you super chat if you're like, if you do something gay, right? If you're, like, if you watch porno or something like that, you gotta send Owen a super chat, right? It's a hilarious, fun way to interact with the live stream and actually give something to the thing that you love, the thing that's giving back to you. So on the super chat, I chatted. I said, "Hey, BB, shit, what did I say? I said, here's a little super chat for the crime of driving a Subaru." Right? It'd be a gay crime of driving a Subaru. And it's only because of the lesbian commercial, right? The lesbian commercials. Otherwise, the Subaru's a fine automobile, okay? So I said, I understand, I said, I understand that, driving a Subaru may command a little bit more of a super chat, indicating that my super chat could have been more money to pay more gay away. But so I said, but I drive my Subaru with no license plates and an affidavit of status, while I wear a shirt that says "Sodomy stinks, don't be gay." And dude, it's Owen really liked really thought that was fucking hilarious, and I thought that was hilarious. One of the things, and it was like an honor to be called hilarious by the best comedian on earth. Like it's seriously. So thank you. And it's not fanboy stuff. It's like, your friends and stuff, they call you funny. They think you're funny, and I love that. I mean, I cherish that. But there's something cool about like the funniest comedian that that I know of is thinks that the thing that I did was funny, and I do stuff like that all the time. One of my things I tell people is like, here, a lot of my jokes are only funny to me. So if I say something and you don't laugh, don't feel whatever. And because I understand that my jokes get a little, they get a little out there. Who wears a Sodomy stink shirt? I do. I think it's hilarious because it's literal. It's really literal. It's not anything other than literal. Like, if you wanted to get offended by it, that you're an asshole. Seriously. If you wanted to get offended by it, you're an asshole because sodomy stinks. It's the butt. It's the fuck. It's the poo, man. It's you get it. It's not. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But yeah, it's a literal shirt, and it's hilarious. And if you get offended by "don't be gay," well, would you get offended if I said "don't be a heroin addict"? Would you get offended if I said "don't be an alcoholic"? Would you get offended if I said "don't be addicted to anything"? Right? Being gay is just being addicted to that little deviant thing that's inside of them. That's all it is. So it's just another addiction. So don't be gay. Don't be addicted. Don't be addicted to the to fucking Satan's nutsack. Okay? It's just a thing. All right? So don't be gay. God says it in the Bible. I don't want to say God says. In the Bible it says it's an abomination before God. Okay? A few times. So I get it. It's when you think of what God's plan is. God's plan is for man and woman to be fruitful and multiply. Gay just doesn't fit in there. It's one of those sin things that happens as that, during life, right? That's one of Satan's tricks. Oh, be gay, get all these rights, get all this. If you need rights for something, you're an asshole. Seriously. If you need rights for, I need rights because I'm gay. I need rights because I'm black. I need rights because I'm a woman. I need rights because it's to need like extra rights, to need extra considerations, to need extra whatever. We can't just be what the fuck we are, right? We can't just, I get there's society's upside down right now. But one of the reasons is because of all of these groups need all of these rights, and when they need rights, they're taking them from somebody. You have your God-given right to do whatever you wish, right? And however God judges that is however God judges that. So you already have rights. You're not devoid of rights. That's what makes you an asshole, right? Not because you're gay, not because you're trans, not because you're fucking black, not because you're a woman. That's not what, it's the rights. not because I don't want to say I'm a feminist, right? If you already have rights, that's it. You already have it. You need other people to treat you as a certain way that you want to be treated. Anyway, so the thing, I'll move on. The thing, I sent a coworker a free code to the audiobook that I wrote. I wrote The Bullshit Machine, Transcending the Delusion of Who We Think We Are. And he screenshotted the cover, and I forgot if it was the cover or not, but it said there's a tagline in there. It says, "There's way more going on in your head than there is in reality." Right? My voice is getting crazy here. I think this is why I didn't want to do a live stream, just in case I want to end this. But this is going good. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you're enjoying yourself too. So the tagline is, "There's way more going on in your head than there is in reality." So what that means is, okay, and I know you already get it, but I'm just going to break it down to the absolute most nothingness, right? So if you're sitting alone in your home, like your living room or something like that, there's no TV, there's no nothing, right? It's just you sitting in your living room, much like I'm sitting in this RV, okay? It's just you sitting there. Yet, your life could be completely upside down. You could hate your spouse. You can, whatever. You can hate your job. You could hate your kids. You could hate your siblings. You can do all these things. You can be in a traffic jam, right? You could be at work while you're sitting alone in your home, right? You can be all of these different places, right? You can hate people. You can love people. You can do whatever you want. You can imagine anything, right? You can remember things. You can remember movies. You can laugh to yourself. You can cry to yourself. You can do so many things. But in reality, nothing is happening. Like nothing. You're making it all up. And so am I. I'm in a room alone and nothing's happening, and I'm talking to a black mirror. You get it? You're making it all up. Seriously, it's like, and I know, like, we all have, we have our situations, and it's not, whatever, but beyond that, the things that we make up, it's immense. It's crazy. Like, brain just, it's like, oh, fuck. So, and that's how the COVID narrative could start. That's a great, perfect segue. I didn't plan that. But that's how the COVID narrative could start, okay? So imagine this. They've been making movies, right? And it doesn't matter who they are, right? These movies are being made. Reality makes these movies, okay? And I believe there's, there's an evil force behind a lot of this stuff that they call entertainment. It's a way to program you and me and everybody else into a certain frame of thought, okay? So think about the past 2 or 3 decades, okay, with AIDS, right? AIDS is a virus, but it only transmits sexually, but it's a virus, right? And the people, the way I had a brain fart there. Actually, it wasn't a brain fart. It was a deep thought. I could have just edited it out. But anyway, so AIDS was a virus, right? So that you have that. You have the Ebola. You have the swine flu. You had the chicken flu. Like all of these crazy names, whatever it is. I thought of a cool one for a second. But anyway, not a big deal. So you have all of that, and they're kind of programming you that you can get this virus and die, right? So the commercials for AIDS were fucking crazy. They're like, yeah, you're all gonna die. Wear a condom. They came into schools. You're all gonna die. Wear a condom. Don't fucking touch anybody. Don't have sex with anybody. Don't do anything, right? This is a lowering the population thing, okay? Put a rubber on, just fucking, you're all gonna die. Because of this AIDS. And then you have these movies like this Contagion, you have 12 Monkeys, you have I Am Legend, you have all these movies leading up to this, kind of going along with this narrative, right? So when you're sitting alone in a room with nothing going on, you could think about this narrative. Oh, and I saw in the news today that, right? So the first one, they tell the story, right? They tell the story that this thing could be in China, right? And you have all these movies, you have all this, whatever your level of involvement in the mainstream was, that's your level of programming, right? And your level of just participating and drinking and smoking. I was high level that, okay? I was high level that, very participated in it. But I got out before this, and I'll explain it later. But so now you have this narrative that we can die from these viruses and this and that. Like it aids a lot of people. Most people, all people died from AZT, allegedly. Okay, they didn't die from the thing. It's that the years of abuse from the pharmaceuticals. Right? Say they slow it down. AZT was too popular. They had to slow it. Right? So now, like, people live with AIDS. It's not like but the more medicine that they get in these people, the sicker they are. Right? I experienced that. I experienced that in the medical system, the pharmaceutical system. I experienced that. Okay? So anyway, so now you have this narrative that anybody can get sick, and everybody, like these fucking zombies, these fucking like these viruses can just turn your organs to shit, and like these nonsense panic movies, right? If you ever watched 12 Monkeys, Bruce Willis's anxiety is fucking super high level. It's like the program is to for you and me and everybody else to live, see the future as this super high anxiety level, right? So that's programming you daily, right? And when you watch the news, it gets more and more anxious, right? More lights, more cars, more of this, more of that. It's super high anxiety, plus the programming from the television, right? So it's already programming you that this shit is possible, it could happen, blah, 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 blah. So they put that first story about this thing in China, and then they give a couple different things. The bat thing, it could be the escape from the lab, the Fauci, like it got a lot of narratives going. So what that does is that feeds your movie memory. right? All of these narratives with nothing going on. The TV feeds you more of what you already think you know, and you don't know nothing. Okay? I don't know nothing either. That's the beauty of this. That is the hands down, fuck yeah, thank you God, beauty of this. Is that I don't fucking know either. So it feeds this narrative. Now, people in the nursing homes, these people are boomers and before that. I don't even know what's before the baby boomers. But they've seen television the longest. So their program is a little bit different than yours and mine. Maybe. So their program is like if you're a Gen Xer, like my program, the program I was just describing is like a Gen Xer type deal. That's why that's why I think the Generation X, and this has nothing to do with that. This is just how they program the generations, or how the generations are programmed by whatever is programming it. Okay, I don't know. Satan, probably. That's the thing. And our sin feeds it. Our whatever feeds it. So the oldest people in the nursing homes have been watching television the longest, right? They're the ones watching the news, the afternoon news, the midday news, the early evening news, and then the late news. But it's all that local news, and they trust one channel. Right? Channel 9 News, WGN. Everybody trusts Tom Skilling in the weather, right? In Chicago. Okay? But then there's the people who trust the Fox News, right? Because that's what they trust, right? Or it's based off of, it's a different type of thing. It's a different type of authority told me. Right, and they've probably seen some of the movies too, and they've obviously seen the AIDS thing and the different viruses. I know they tried a couple times to start pandemics. That's just fact. That's just truth. I'm not being an asshole here. So you feed this into the scary thing, right? Into the older people and the boomers. Right, I had something. Oh, and these people are programmed to trust. They saw the moon landing. Us Gen Xers, we didn't. It looked fake in school. Right, to most of us. If you really were honest with yourself, you knew that shit was fake in school. It's like that didn't make sense. Like I asked the question, when that thing lifted off the fucking moon, I said, who was there filming? I said, who filmed that? Did they leave a camera guy back? Like, who filmed the guy, the first step? I asked those questions in school. If you're really honest, you ask those questions in school if you're a Gen Xer. Okay, and I'm not a Gen Xer. I don't really care. I'm just, it's an easy way to get time frames, right? It's an easy way to put time frames together. So these people saw the moon landing. They trusted Peter Brokaw and Howard Cosell, like all these, I don't even know, like these, they got fed the Beatles. Oh my God. They got fed like the wild, crazy, what the fuck, okay? These people believe what the television tells them, right? And there's a lot of trust in the news, especially the local news. And with all the local newses feeding the same narrative, they're all getting the same stuff. What happens in nursing homes? The news is on all fucking day. These people are already in despair. Okay? I'm getting somewhere with this too. That's right. I'm drinking crazy water. Okay? So now, just the story. It hasn't hit the U.S. yet. But we think it may, blah, 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 blah. And then the first one's in the U.S. These people are fucking devastated. Devastated. The TV told them, oh my God, the killer virus that they've heard so much about over the years is finally here. Here's a fun fact. Do you know what the placebo effect is? You're not going to answer me because I'm here alone and I'm recording myself in a room by myself. Okay? The placebo effect is when you think something is going to work, whether it's a pill, a chiropractic visit, a massage, whatever. You think the thing is going to work to heal you. And it does. That is the placebo effect, okay? And the placebo is usually a sugar pill. Right? It's a pill with no medicine in it at all. The pill it's supposed to be, at least. So the mind takes over and heals the body because you believe it so much. There's these, if you want documents after documents after documents, read You Are the Placebo by Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Read You Are the Placebo. And you'll get this. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, you'll high level get what I'm about to say next. Okay? So the mind, and the mind, heart, soul, whatever it is, the belief can heal the body. From cancer, fucking MS, everything. Everything. Okay? The mind can do that. There's something in you know, and for every effect there's an equal and opposite, right, reaction, whatever. So there's something called the nocebo effect. The nocebo effect. It is the opposite of the placebo effect. Guess what the nocebo effect does? It allows you to convince yourself that you're fucking sick. Okay? This isn't hard. You know, hypochondriacs, right? Everybody, they're fucking sick all the time. You can convince yourself you're sick. Who's more of a hypochondriac than the people in despair in the senior homes, in the old folks' homes, right? We call them old folks' homes. What the fuck do you think? What do you think happens to them when they go in there? Okay, now you put this narrative on the television from the lips of a guy they trust. Oh my God. From the lips of a guy they fucking trust, in and out, up and down. It's crazy. Nocebo effect. Boom. If it doesn't work yet, it starts to work. It starts to break down their immune system. Right? Plus all those fucking pills that they get. That's breaking them down. Make them, well, grandma's not used the way she used to be. That's because of the fucking pills. Then if you do what they did in New York and put some COVID patients in with them, it's lights out, right? Germ theory is a theory. It's the energy that fucking that kills those people. But it is lights fucking out. Okay? And then you got the boomers, right? Some of them are in the nursing homes. But then you got the boomers, who a lot of them aren't. But they're also moon landing believers. And they like to travel because they watch Magnum P.I. and shit and Gilligan's Island and I don't know what the fuck. But So they'll do like their property went up, right? Like they're like, you know, grandma and grandpa have money, right? Because they're just out of fucking dumb ass pure sheer fucking luck, because they just held on to it, just fucking whatever. They all think they're real estate geniuses now. So they don't want to lose their way of life. And they sure as fuck believe the TV. They think they're fucking gold standard of generations. And they don't want to lose what they got. Seriously. They're like, well, if you put me in the old folks, right, yeah, that's what's going to happen. If you put me in the old folks home, I'm not going to come out. That's what's going to happen. Right? So they don't want to lose their way of life. So they'll stand in line to get vaccinated. And they'll convince that I'm not even get there yet, but like that's part of it. This is all a march to the jab, by the way. All of it is a march to the jab. It doesn't matter. It's just we got to figure out how to get these people vaccinated. Well, I don't know how you do that. Well, you make up a fucking story and then you tell it, and then you fucking scare the shit out of everybody, and then you fucking offer a thing, and then you say that it's free, and then once it's free, then everybody fucking takes it because that's how they fucking want. You give a few years off of work and then fucking starve them. Whatever. It's a march to the jab. So, where was I? So yeah, the boomers, they're another, and they raised some of the Gen X, well, all of the Gen Xers. What the fuck am I talking about? But I'm gonna hang on a second. I'm getting to that. I didn't think this part out yet, but something just showed up. So they also believe the TV, okay, and they're also. They went through a lot, they went through the polio vaccine thing, right? With Elvis getting it. And it's, they're like the false patriot type that where, they'll do anything for their country, even if it's to suck a dick. It's like they think Fauci's a good guy, a lot of them. Maybe not now. But before, like, yeah, you can trust Fauci. They're like, you know what I'm talking about. They don't want to lose they don't want to lose anything that they have. They don't want to lose their travel thing because, well, now I'm retired. Now I could travel. I wanted to see Europe. I wanted to spend all my retirement and this and that. And that's part of the fucking problem too, is that there's not enough money for this retirement shit. And like, I know they're printing trillions right now, but that's not going to that. It's not. It's just the system is no longer sustainable. The mental construct is fucking run out. It's not. There's probably something sustainable like within it, but it's the not with the power of control, right? There's probably something sustainable within it, but there wouldn't be as much control in it, okay? Probably, I don't know, maybe. So, now, they also went through the 60s and shit too. So there's a lot of stuff going on with the boomers, okay? And then you have so then they'll make themselves sick, okay? Us, I don't know who I'm talking to. The Generation X is a little bit different. But anyway, do you see how easy this COVID thing can be programmed into a large population, right? Like a lot of the Gen Xers are trying to relive their past too. And then when you see some of these cucked Gen Xers that that get the shot, like, and a lot of them have. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that. I don't know generationally who's gotten more or less or anything. I have zero data on that. So I'm just going on what how people will make themselves sick. Okay. So yeah, let me get into that. So the Gen Xers will there's oh man, how do I want to put this? I haven't thought this one out yet, and you can tell, right? You could probably tell I haven't thought the Gen Xer one, but you see how the baby boomer will make themselves sick, and you see how they'll march right in for the vaccine. Okay, so they'll convince their, you know, like, I'm not the toughest guy. I had to wake up from this stuff too. I woke up in the, you know, back in like 2017, 2018, maybe 2016. 2016 was a weird year for me. I beat a 2 weeks to live prognosis, and the Cubs won the World Series, and I didn't feel anything from it. And I knew something was afoot. Something was fucked up. And my life changed from there. I'll tell that story in a different video. Actually, I've told it a bunch of times, but, you know, you could read the book. If you want a free code, if you're still watching and you want a free code to the bullshit machine, transcending the delusion of who we think we are. Hang on a second. There you go. I do have... that's what it looks like. If you want I have a couple left, but if you want a free code to get the audiobook, I'll be happy to give you one. I have a few left. Anyway, leave a message here or send me an email, neil@neilfirst.com. So part of it, a lot of my views have changed in that, and that's the part of growth. What I see in this book is, this book is a leap from the dude that almost drank himself to death. You know, I wrote this, and then now I'm fucking way higher level than this even. But I even say I'm not right in this book. I'm not right. I'm just talking here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I did that. You know, because I know my ego wanted to do, I even write about it in the book. I wanted to do like step-by-step instructions and shit like that. And like just real life coachy type stuff. It's a little life coachy. You know, whatever. I get some things wrong. There's a little, you know, my feminine side wrote some of that, you know. Anyway, it's all good. I love it. Hope you like it. But yeah, contact me and I'll for sure I'll get you a code for that. So just the COVID narrative itself, okay? I didn't plan on doing this generationally. I know I got into that and it works. If I thought that out a little bit more, if I went into the Generation X thing, and then I went into the millennials are easy. I'm a soft type of parent. I'm a dad who loves to say yes. You know, and I woke up from that too, and I'm you know, without just changing on my son, we're working from a dad who loves to say yes to a dad who knows when to say no, and he's getting it when that is awesome. I'm very, very blessed. You know, that's stuff that I pray for, so it's cool shit. But you can see how easily that a narrative can actually be programmed into consciousness. Okay, so yeah, I think that I'm trying to think if there's anything more I want to say on that. It's like the TV's basically feeding your movie memories. And what that does is it kind of makes things real. Because when we experience emotion, right, and we let our guard down because we think it's entertainment, but the devil's talking to us. The devil's programming us in that shit. We let our guard down. We let that shit get its message through. We have these emotions, and they get programmed in our bodies, right? And you see enough of that stuff, it's programmed in your body. It's like that. Like we make those same chemicals. You watch a movie you love because you want to make that same chemical. You love that thing because that's the comforting thing. It's this comfort whatever thing that you do. We all do it. It's just what happens if you're repeatedly fed a narrative. You're going at like these fear chemicals. It's just what happens. Where is I going with that? So then when they present the thing that you've already programmed in your body and a real life situation, you have movie memories, and movie memories mixed with stuff that you made up yourself, right? There's way more going on in your head than there is in reality. So you're making this stuff up. Like, am I sick? Am I going to be sick? Is it like this? Is this going to get me? Do I need to rub elbows with people? Do I need to stand 6 feet away? What if I stood 8 feet away? What if I stood 4 feet away? Oh my God! What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? They're programming people with all the fucking with what the symptoms mean. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Stop. You see how it could happen. This isn't actually, I don't think it's a hard thing to do. You just have to control the narrative. And if you're like, oh, well, who control? Well, there's like 4 or 6 companies maybe that control all of the media. Like, how hard do you think this is? It's not, this isn't a stretch by any means, right? And who does this? I don't know. I don't know if there's a who. There's a who, but it's a dark energy that works through the who. Right? The who is a minion. It's like a satanic minion. Okay? It's a dark energy that works through the who. And the shit rolls downhill. Like if you have to really look at like if Satan, like at the highest level, that's all you have to do to understand this, okay? Look at the highest level, okay? And even if you don't believe in Satan and God and stuff like that, just hear me out, okay? If Satan wanted to fuck with God, what the fuck do you think he would do? He would mask God's children. Right? He would stop us from breathing our breath of life. He would change the fucking DNA. He would find all ways to make us do stupid shit to ourselves. Here, the narrative had me like, I was programmed. I was drinking fucking 25, 30 airplane bottles of vodka per day because I couldn't fucking stand who I was. I know how this programming works. I promise. Okay? I'm not an expert, okay? But I get how this fucking shit, like, it's programmed in you and you don't know it. There's programs in myself that I don't know about, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not an expert. I just understand how this shit can really, really weigh on people. Okay? That's why if you think I'm mad at you, if any of my friends or family members who somehow watch this, if any of you think that I'm mad at you or upset with you in any way, no. If you're being a dick to me, that's something different, okay? And that's whatever. But like, if you think I'm like pissed off at you, like, no, there's no way. There's no fucking way. I understand why you believe what you believe, okay? I get it. I'm letting you know. This is this is to you now, right? This wasn't to you until just now. Now you're included. I hope, God, please let some of my family members watch this. Okay, I understand how it's programmed into you. It's okay. It's okay. I love you. I do, and I get it, and I understand, and I understand if you don't love me back, that's fine, right? God knows love in my heart, and that's what's important, right? If you think I'm an asshole, that's not important anymore, okay? Because God knows love in my heart, and you know the truth from me, okay? I don't know how that turned into a plea to any of my family members, but anyway, it is what it is. So, when you look at this at the highest fucking level, or lowest, however you want to think about it, right? The only logical thing would be Satan's just doing satanic things, right? And the narrative has dumbed us down to the point, not us, but like enough of consciousness down enough with its shows and its movies and its fucking news and its nonsense and its music and its all that nonsense, right? And the fucking trans and the gay movement, the making men into women and women into men, the feminist thing, the voting, the fucking jailing fathers so women need to work. It's right? It's all it. It's all in your head. It's all fucking, it's, at the highest level, it's Satan doing satanic things. And God allows it because you and I have free will. So what is COVID? I don't know. Is COVID in your head? It's where it starts. It knows that. It knows that. Do you? It's where it starts. It's like this is how everything works. At like the programs that you're programmed with, like whatever the narrative wants you to believe, that's how it works. The more you need their stuff, and not even need, the more you watch their movies, the more you love them and idolize them and think they're so great and forgive them for killing people and fucking beating people and fucking pedophilia and just fucking forgive them for everything because he's my fucking favorite actor. You're a fucking asshole. Right? You're a fucking asshole. It's not even me insulting you. Just go look in the mirror and be like, God, Jesus, I'm a fucking asshole. Right? Just like a fucking alcoholic. The healing begins when you admit it. I'm an alcoholic. Huh? Wow, it's taken over. You got to admit that you don't even have to admit that you're an alcoholic. You just have to admit that the alcohol's taken over. Right? And I've let it take over. And now it has to leave my life. Because it's fucking taken over. It's the same thing with the TV. It's the same thing with the phones. You got to admit, it's taken over my life. I need it out. And then you won't be running around with masks on, getting your DNA changed by Satan. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did this. All right, you get it? That's how they could program this into us. I say us, but I don't want to say you. It's just, you get it. All right. Be higher beings, guys. I really hope that this makes a lot of sense. I don't even hope it makes sense. You know what? Fuck that. It makes sense to me. Sometimes my jokes are only fucking funny to me, okay? If this only makes sense to me, that's perfect. God bless, right? 6 million sounds a little high. Sodomy stinks. Don't be gay. Be higher beings. Guys, be higher beings. I love you guys. I do. You get it. Be higher beings. Thank you for watching The Bullshit Machine.